Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you could join me today for the Power Pilates class. So Pilates class, all the principles we normally use, our core, our zip and our hollow, which we'll be talking about all the time, those lower trans abs, also the belly button pulled in, the rib cage pulled down, but also the power comes from that we're using weights as well on them, and we'll be using a band. I'm going to go for the heavier band around my thighs, and you can use whichever band you've got, and also a lighter band here, which I'm going to be using on my sort of longer extensions and also on my arms for some of them as well. We'll be working in what we call bridges today, so it's all going to be about front bridges, sides or back bridges or planks, whichever one you want to call them. Okay, so if you've got enough room to move about in, you've got a mat on the floor because it will be mat based as well, and a bottle of water. If you're ready, you've got all those things ready to go. It's going to be a really interesting class in that we're going to be using all of those core muscles to get us to use those exercises correctly. If we're ready to go, we're going to go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, feet just outside of hips, and we're going to get that roll. Lovely, good. Just feel those hamstrings getting a little stretch out. I'm going to go the other way. Lovely, good. Hands together at the front. I'm going to get a little pull back and a pull back. So I'm feeling that work into my back, and then I'm getting that zip and hollow on to keep myself to the front. Lovely, good. I'm going to squat it here. Nice straight back, come up, do me that sumo squat. Lovely, good. Core really pulled in, getting that leg lift. Lovely, good. And then a squat, knee up to the front. And then I'm going to do a turn on that as well. So the same thing, I'm just getting that little push together on my hands, which gives my pecs that work. They will be working for us later. Lovely, good. And down. Lovely, good. Then the arms over the head, just up. I'm bringing my rib cage up and away. And then the other way. Lovely, good. I'm going to push my hips back. Lean over it, straight leg, zip and hollow on, to bring yourself back up. Lovely, good, down. And then back up. And I'm going to do one more of those. Lovely, good. I'm just going to come back into a lunge and get me that lift through the hip flexor. Just slowly. Lovely, good. I'm going to do one more here. Down, nice and low, and remember that bottom tucked in the whole time. Okay, let's go with the other leg. I'm going to go down and come up. Just getting that flowing movement going. Lovely, good. Shoulders over hips. I'm going to do one more. Lovely, good. And then I've got one leg forward, one leg back, and I do the lean over, targeting that front leg. Lovely, good. And then on the other side, just stepping it back. Are we ready? Just going down. And then coming up. And then again. Lovely, good. I'm just going to do a little lift. Just up over the head. Feel that rib cage low. Now they're both going to come up. I'm just going to do a nice big circle. Up and out. And I'm up on my toes, so my ankles have to open out. And now let's go back in with that, roll, keeping up nice and tall. Lovely, good. Up to the top, and then down, feel real centered through the middle, and ready for our bridges or our planks. My first one, I'm going to go from the pike into that plank, and then get a lift on each arm. So it may take the first one or two just to really understand where that is and where you have to get down to. Okay, are we ready to go? We're going to go. Up in my pike, I'm down to my plank. I get a lift. I come up into my pike, down into my plank, and get a lift. Lovely, good. Up, down, and get me that lift. Good work. Coming up, going down, feel that core pulled in the whole time. Remember, these don't have to be done fast. My hands just shoulder width apart. Lovely, good. Keep it nice and strong, zip and hollow on. That little unevenness really makes me work harder. Good work, well done. On my next one, you can, if you're comfortable with your weights, they just give me that little extra height and I come through and up. If you really feel you don't want to be on your weights, you can just put it on your hands, but that just gives me that little extra height and up. I have to really zip and hollow here, get my hips through my hands and then up. Lovely, good. And again, just nice and slowly. Up. My legs go out straightish as my hips go through. I can really feel it on my shoulders. I can feel it on my core. I have to really pull that belly button in to get back on that and then come back up. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Onto my side bridge. And make sure you're nice and straight. I've tucked that bottom leg under. My knees are stacked, my hips are stacked. I'm going to come up into my bridge. Up into my bridge with my arm over. As I drop down in my bridge, I just bring that elbow to that thigh. Lovely, good. Make sure that your shoulder underneath there does not move about. I'm dropping my bridge. If you feel that that is too much and you'd rather stay in your bridge here and let your core work for you, that is also fine. But if you can, get me that bridge up each time, coming back down and in. Lovely, good. Get me that lift. That lift without my rib cage coming up. And then that squeeze on my lats to bring that weight down towards my thigh without my back moving at all. My back stays straight the whole time. Good, lovely. Are we ready for our second round? We'll be doing 4 rounds of each of these. I'm ready with my pike, coming up into my pike. Feet far enough away that when I come down, I know I'll be in my plank here and get me that lift. And again, if you feel, oops, going back down there, and then get the lift, try to lift at the top of the plank. Just that pike, and then down to the plank. Lovely, good. Up. Core pulled in. And again, if you feel that keeping on those weights, I know sometimes people feel their wrists come under too much strain. You can go from that pike to that plank and just lift a hand off the floor, if you prefer. Up. Down. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Good work, well done. I'm back over. Again, can be done without, your hands can be wherever's comfortable. You can come up and work through your shoulders and work through your core. I've chosen to be on my weights. Just give me that little extra height, get my bottom through, and then come up, really squeezing my glutes up to the top there. Lovely, good. And push. Lovely, all the way up. Good, just taking it nice and slowly. As I said, if you don't want to be on your weights, you can come up and get that push up being on your hands. 3, 2, 1. Good work, well done. I'm on to the other side. Nice and straight through, core pulled in, shoulder away from my ears, shoulder and elbow in line. I'm up in my bridge, I come down. Good, now I get that extension, but I'm really pulling through my belly button now. Lovely, good, and down. Keeping that zip and hollow on the whole time. Up and out. Good. Lots of shoulder work on this first set, but my core helping me to keep that good positioning on each one. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, good. We go again. So I get ready to go. I'm up in my pike, feet just wider than my hips, my weight back, pushing it back. I come down, that's where I get the lift. Then up, coming down, feeling good and solid there, then get the lift. Lovely, good. Up. Lovely, again, this can be done without the weights. Just getting that lift each time. And well done. I'm ready. Abs pulled in. They're going to help me now really get that push back with my hips, really pulling the belly button in. So I'm up, my shoulders are working for me. I come up and then my glutes are working for me and my shoulders come down. Lovely, good. And get that push through each time. Push through here. Really think about that core, those abs pulled in, then I rock back onto my feet. Lovely, good, that leg extension and then that push up. Really feel those glutes working for you. And those backs of thighs. Good work, well done. Just about to finish my third round out of 4. Make sure that elbow and that shoulder are in line, and then the rest of you is in line, your bottom's not poked out. Okay, go up. As I come down, get me that squeeze. Lovely, good. And that's that long extension of the arm, and again, if you don't want to do it with the weight, you can do it without the weight. Just that weight just makes that power Pilates move. Lovely, good. And then up. Again, I'm not moving too fast, not about the repetition. It's about holding that length at the end. Lovely, good. And down and in. And out. Just getting that elbow without me moving forward or my bottom moving back. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, good. Our last round on this. Last 3 exercises. So, hands just shoulder width apart. I'm up in my pike. And here we go. Lovely, and I get that lift. Good work, well done. And get me that lift. Good work. Round to that sitting one, working the shoulders, working those glutes, try to get those shoulders back and down, relaxed. So when I push up, my bottom comes off the floor. Here we go, pushing it through. And then up and squeeze. Lovely, good. Get me that squeeze all the way up. This is your last round of this one before we move on to our next circuit, where I'm going to be using the band, the small resistance band. Again, you can do these without the band, if you haven't got it there. Good. Good work, well done. My last one in this sequence. Around into my side bridge, elbow, straight spine, sip and hollow on, obviously the whole time. My weight, I go long, I come down to go shorter. Lovely, good. Straight movement the whole time, really reaching out, feel that you've got control of that long extension arm and leg. Good work, well done. We are coming on to our next set and I'm going to be using the band. Just going to take a little water break here. Well, this one I'm using my short resistance band, so it can be either, because it's going around my thighs, so I'm going to use a heavier band here. So it goes around my thighs, so whilst you're sitting down, just go round, then join with me over on the front, so I'm on a front bridge, and it's going to be a bear. So here, on my bear stance, I've got a little bit of tension on my bands here. I come up into my bear, touch, go with my knees back down, come up, lovely, good, and all the time I'm keeping tension on those bands. So again, even if you haven't got that band, you'll feel that tension through your abs. You're doing that bear stance, but with a shoulder touch. Are we ready to go? So I'm in my box. My toes are tucked under, my knees are underneath my hips, hands underneath my shoulders. I come up in my bear, I touch, I go down. Come up in the bear, touch, go down. Feel that work shift, not only through the front, but also through the fronts of the thighs. As you get those hands off that floor, one hand, then the other, you feel that work, just give a little shift each time, but you want to stay really nice and even. Taking your knees off the floor and then getting that. They only have to come off the floor really small amount. That's it. Don't push your bottom up, trying to go off the floor. Come up, use your fronts of your thighs. 3, 2, 1, and well done. Lovely, good. I'm coming over onto my back, feet underneath my hips, but wider than my hips. So I'm going to come up into my bridge. I'm going to hold that bridge the whole time. My head comes up, my hand goes behind my head, and I get that squeeze. Lovely, good. So keep that bridge up the whole time, then get the squeeze over. Squeeze it over. Lovely, good. Get me that squeeze. Feel it in the oblique. I've got my left elbow. It's not coming in front of my face, remember. It stays. My hand behind my head and my elbow, an extension of that shoulder, not travelling in on its own, and also the bridge stays up high the whole time. Feel your glutes, feel your outside of the thighs working for you, and then your oblique, your opposite oblique to where your elbow's coming from. Okay, 3, 2, 1, lovely, good. I come onto my side bridge. So if you notice with these, I do a front bridge, I do a back bridge, I do a side. Toe down, heel, a gap. Now you can stay here and do me an oyster. Pushing against that big band, or if you want an extra challenge, here's my bridge. That side bridge. Lovely, good. And getting that oyster each time. Good, we get that squeeze. We'll come around and do the other leg, the other side the next time. Sip and hollow's definitely on. My shoulder and my elbow are definitely in line. Hand can be flat on the floor, can be a fist, whichever you feel comfortable with. Lovely, good. And get me that lift. So I can really feel my glute now having to work but the stability is here at the front. So my hip itself is not moving, just that glute. And again, obviously the underneath is all working for me if you've decided to do it in a bridge. Good work, well done. Lovely, I'm coming up. I've got that tension on the bands. I'm back into my box again. Do my bear. My toes are turned under. I'm ready to go and take my knees off the floor. Take the knees off. Touch the shoulder. Come back down. Take your knees off. That's it, lovely, good. So I don't have to be swaying too much. Really feel that you've got that stability through the middle. Lovely, good. Keep that tension on the band the whole time. Lovely, good. Whichever leg has done the oyster might now feel that it's got extra work to do. But we're going to balance it up next time by doing the oyster on the other leg. Lovely, good. It's all about stability. Lovely, good. And getting that balance so your whole body gets a workout. Up, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and well done. I'm coming back onto my back. Feet, hip, wider than hip width apart, but underneath my knee. I come up into my bridge. This time it's my other hand behind my head. So it's my other oblique squeezing the whole time. A lot of glute work, hamstring work to be done here to keep me up. Then my slip and hollow is on hip to hip. So keep that the whole time. And that extra power, remember, on the outsides of those thighs. Lovely, good. Give me that squeeze up and over. And good work, well done. Coming up and over. My oyster on the other side. Toes, if you can, down, touching, and heels apart. Only because that works harder on the outside of my leg. Everything else is the same, so remember your oyster can be done from here. Get me that lift the whole time. My hip does not turn back, so I don't end up getting that lift from there. And then again, if you want to, come up in your bridge, side bridge. Lovely, good. So really feel that glute. Having to do a lot of work to push that band away, push that leg up, whilst your hips are to the front the whole time. Toe down, that gap between my heels. Good, just making that top glute work a little bit harder. 3, 2, 1, good work, well done. I'm back onto my bear stance. Over halfway now in this set. These other 2 circuits to do. Lovely, good. I come up in my bear, I touch. I go back down, come up, touch. Lovely, good. Usually takes 1 or 2 for your body to really realise what's going on. I'm keeping that resistance on that band as well. Up. Lovely, good. Up and touch. Lovely, good. Up and touch. And good work, well done. Onto my back, using those glutes, using those obliques, my feet wider than the hips so I know that resistance is on my band. Then I'm down, I'm up with my bridge, and I'm over using my oblique. Remember, that elbow does not travel across your face. Really get me that squeeze. Lovely, good. Squeezing up each time, keeping that bridge up high. Really feel that those glutes are having to work for you. And then again, getting that extra power through my band there. And then that squeeze on that oblique. my right oblique, bringing my left elbow up and over. So really good for that waist shaping. Lovely, good, up and over. Feel it on those glutes. I definitely am. Lovely, good. And now the oyster. Knees not quite in front, but not down there either. Somewhere in between. I can be here. Remember, we were doing that without the bridge, but the bridge just again really makes it a strong power move. And then again, that extra powerful move if you've got that band. Lovely, good. If you have no bands, you can always try something like a little bit of weight behind that knee. Just keep that knee closed anyway all the time. So we're really trying to work that glute. Lovely, good, and up. But I know my zip and hollow is on the whole time as well. So it's keeping my hips to the front, keeping me well balanced. Lovely, good. Just about to finish our third out of 4 on this one before going to that next set. 3, 2, 1. Good work, well done. I'm coming up. I'm in my bear stance again. Okay, I'm up, bands, and then I'm down. Up, lovely, good. Really feel that those bands are working on the outside of those thighs as well for you. Up. Good work, well done. Good work. You ready? Back down. Again, those outside of thighs really having to work for me. My glutes to get me up there, my hamstrings. I'm up in that bridge. I haven't overextended. I'm nice and straight. And it is the other oblique. So again, now my 4th set. So again, my second side gets a second go. Keeping that bridge up nice and high. Remember that tension on the bands. Work them the whole time. Don't let your knees flop in. That's it, lovely, good. Work it, so really strong, lower half. And then that's adding to it on that power move with getting that elbow up and over. Lovely, good. Really working those glutes, getting that nice booty shape there. Good, coming up and over. Lovely, good. And then I'm working that again onto my side. In your bridge, oyster, or just with an oyster on the floor. But again, keep up here. If you're staying on the floor, do not hang off that shoulder. Here we go. Give me that lift, up. Feel that work. Through that arm, through that shoulder, through that side, underneath, the thing that's keeping me up there. So I do get a second lot of work if I'm up in that bridge. And then bringing that knee up, my toe is pointed down, my heel pointed slightly up to get the most of that outside thigh action, that glute action, but with my core keeping me centered all the time. Good, lovely. And good work, well done. That big band can come off now. We are moving on to our next set. Just going to take another little water break here. Take it whenever you want to, remember. I'm just going to take it in between circuits. Here we go with our last circuit. With this one, I'm going to be using, it's just variety, I'm going to be using my smaller band. It's going to go on my arms, and then I'll also be using my weight as well, and then I'm going to show you a band exercise which is really good for your triceps. Okay, on my first one, it can be an incline bridge like this here with my knees further than my hips, and I'm pushing out and I'm pushing out. If you want to come up into a full bridge, I'm still pushing out with one arm then the other. So this one is quite tough on my arms, and then in the middle I have my leg exercise here, my bridge, I get my lift without my back dropping and out at the side, and then a lift, and I'll be doing that 4 times so everything gets to go. Okay, are we ready? Band first. Have those weights just close by. Good, they are my hands here. So again, you can be here in an incline. I push out and I push out, and I can feel that work shifting from one side to the other. Now you can come up. Notice that my feet are wider than my hips. So I'm getting a lot of pec work here as well. So it's like a press up almost, in that I have to really keep those hands right underneath my shoulders and then push them out. Lovely, good. Yeah, that work is really building up now. It's not an easy exercise. Looks like it might be. Good, but really stretching that band out each time. Here we go, last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And good work, well done. That weight, one behind my knee. I'm in a box, in that box bridge. I'm going to lift that knee up, and I'm going to lift this arm up. Both of them are bent. Lovely, good. So I can really feel it through my core, my belly button pulled into my spine. And up. Lovely, good. So I'm not throwing this out, it has to be a lift so that my palm ends up just facing towards the floor there. Lovely, good. And get me that lift. Feel it all the way around on that midsection here as I get that lift. Up. You're doing good. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And good work. Well done. Okay, on this one, not technically a bridge, like a cat's cradle, but to the back. It's a really good tricep exercise. So I'm sitting back. If you don't want to sit back all the way here, my thumbs onto my lower back, and now straighten it out. Now keep the tension on the band, so this outer shoulder gets a second lot of work. And again, it looks like a simple exercise, but by the time you finished 45 seconds, those triceps will really let you know you've done that work. Lovely, good. Pushing out. Lovely, good. Pushing it out. Feeling it in those triceps yet? They're quite burning now on mine. Good, I'm locking that elbow each time. Remember, that's the secret of every tricep work we do. We have to lock the elbow straight. And good work, well done. Whew, those arms. Back down. I've just got those bands underneath. My hands here. My knees, so this is it in an incline. And again, in an incline, my knees are wider than my hips. And I push out each time. And can I just feel that work shifting from side to side each time? That's it, good. Just feel it in the glute. Feel it going into that lower back here. Up, if you want to, into that full plank. Pushing out. Again, I don't have to rush it. Just make each one a good one, where I'm not turning my hips to get that arm out. Pecs are really feeling it now as well, because my weight is over my chest there, through my arms. Good, last few seconds now. 4. And good work, well done. Other side. A weight and a weight. So again, my arms and my legs have to work, and my core in the middle, keeping me nice and straight. So as I get that leg lift, I do not drop my back to get it there. Good, and then the arm lifts out to the side. So I know it's the back of the shoulder there, but really that core keeping me in that box shape all the time. Get me that lift. Lovely, Lovely, good. And again, if you don't want to do the weight on one of them, I would suggest keep doing the weight on the back because it really does work that core to get the leg up. Again, you can just do an arm extension, but remember with Power Pilates, we're using that weight. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, good. My tricep work. So it's like a cat's cradle, but to the back there. There. You can definitely lean forward because that gives me the option there to get the right position with my elbows and my thumbs coming back onto my lower back there. Really makes that elbow stay up nice and high, and that's where I want it. Lovely, good. Give me that lift. So all I'm doing then is lifting the bottom of the arm with that tension on the band. Do not let the band go floppy. Let's work as well for the outsides of your shoulders. Lovely, good. Give me that lift. And pushing it out nice and straight. Push it out nice and straight. Good. Good work, well done. You are halfway through your last circuit. So, should we feel like you've done a lot of work here? Lots on those bridges, lots of core work. I'm out, I'm in my incline, I'm getting that push out each time. Lovely, good, and then my hands come back underneath my shoulders for the next one to get out. And all the time, I'm staying either in that incline or I'm staying in that bridge. So again, the bridge, I'm up on my toes and I'm pushing that out. They come back underneath my shoulders each time. Lovely, good, out. Really feeling it on my pecs now too, on my arms, who's kept in that full bridge. 3, 2, 1, good work. Onto my weights. I think it was the other way around. There we go. In my box. Keep that nice box shape. Get me that lift, get me that lift. Lovely, good. So again, one knee off, one hand off. Really works the rest of that. Give me that lift. Three, 2, 1. Good work, well done. Remember, we'll be on the other way round. Your final set. Okay, here we go. My tricep, third out 4, that'll be doing the total. Leaning forward, abs definitely pulled in. Band is tight the whole time, so see I've got my fingers out wide. So there's tension on the outside of my shoulders, and then I can get that tricep lift. And it's lovely and straight each time. Really work that top back of arm. Keep that tension on the bands. Again, this can be done without the bands, be done with a small weight, and the weight will drop back onto your lower back each time. Do not let that weight drop forward too much, because then you'll start to do swinging up with that weight instead, which won't work your triceps as hard for you. Okay, lovely, good. Last few seconds now, and now we're on to our last round in this circuit. Good. You've worked hard, well done. Here we go. Last 3 minutes of work. Just pushing out, pushing out. Good, so there's resistance on one arm, and then work on the other arm to get it out. Keeping your bottom tucked in if you are doing that incline. Lovely, good. Just out and in. Full bridge if you want to. Good, just that working creases over my pecs on that full bridge. And obviously I've got that longer extension going on, always harder work. Lovely, good. 5. And good work, well done. Bringing it in. So again, I've gone back to my second arm, nice and strong in that box position. And here we go, get me that lift. Lovely, good. Feel that belly button pulled into the spine. The zip and hollow on is this face down bridge. Lovely, good. Up. Lovely, good. 12 minutes on each circuit. Done a really good job here. Lovely, good. Up. Three, 2, 1. And good work. Are we ready with our tricep? Our last exercise on our last circuit. Lovely, good. Pushing back and kicking out. Lovely, good. Now last exercise, let's put that all into it, yeah. Let's leave whatever you've got here, pushing out. Good, pushing against those bands, remember, fingers out wide, so we've got that tension on the outsides of my hands, and then let the tricep really do that work for you. Pushing up. Lovely, good. Get that long extension each time. Shoulders back and down. Well done, you come off that timer. Good work. And we are going to go onto our back, and I'm going to take this band with me for my stretches out. Stretching out. My hamstrings first. So work yourself up the band. Now feel that your shoulder blades are on the floor. Lovely, good. I'm going to straighten that leg off. And then I'm going to slowly start to pull it in. Using my biceps, do not be left with your elbows up and out like this. Pull your shoulders back and down. Lovely. Get used to having those shoulder blades right on the floor. And then just slowly pulling that leg in. Maybe a little bit more. If it begins to wobble a bit, let it go. Then pull it back in. Lovely, good. As it's here, it's gone back over to my hips again. It's gone into my opposite hand. I'm going to do an inner thigh stretch, that out at the side, and then my leg just drops out. Just keeps on dropping out, dropping out, dropping out. My hip can come with it, my shoulder can come with it, until it's just lying there in that band, weight of it in my arm, and then I pull it up towards my foot on the floor, so it becomes an inner thigh, back of thigh stretch. Feels nice because that leg is relaxed. Lovely, bend the knee, bring it in, up to the top, change it over, put the other foot in, take the first foot out, and start your hamstring stretch. Shoulder blades against the floor, pulling in. Just getting that hamstring used to that slow stretch going on. Good, and I'm going to relax it just over my hip. Goes into my opposite hand with the bands, arm out at the side, leg out at the side until it just drops, until it's not going to drop anymore. And then I start pulling it up towards that hand. Lovely, good. There is work in this other arm to have my weight of my leg in it, but also to pull it up towards the other hand. Lovely, bringing that knee in. Okay, this time I'm just going to look at that leg. I've got my shoulder blades off the floor now, my abs are pulled in. That comes down, it brings me up, and I'm going to do a seated glute stretch. One leg out, one leg over, up nice and tall. Hug that leg in and across your body. Now get up nice and tall, through your spine, twist and really open out the chest. So we get a little bit of an oblique going on as well, a little oblique stretch here. Lovely, good. Coming down, foot down, other foot over it, come up, bring it across, lift and turn. A little bit of tension on my abs here, just to keep my hips all to the front there and get the most out of that leg coming over my body and also up and out and getting that stretch over my obliques there. Lovely, good. Okay, good. Over onto your front. I'm going to do the cat-cow stretch, so I'm just in a box shape and I'm going to scoop up, first knees underneath, and then I'm going to come up, scoop, so I tip my pelvis forward, get that nice stretch between the shoulder blades, and then down, looking through your legs. Then I come and look at the floor in front of me, collapse slightly between my shoulder blades, my weights go back so my elbows bend back a bit. I get that stretch out on the back, and then I zip and tip and do that again. Let's make it a nice wave up the back, head under, get that stretch between the shoulder blades on the back of the neck, and then I come down, I look at the floor, I collapse between my shoulder blades, my weight goes back. Lovely, good. I'm back into a neutral position. Now I'm going to do a front of thigh stretch, and I'm going to do it with a band as well. So that band just goes around my ankle, like that there. I'm going to take a hurdle stretch. You don't have to do it with a band, but I feel this really gives you an extra stretch going on. So I take the hurdle stretch, I drop into it, and I'll have to relax my hamstring without getting cramp. And there I'm going to pull that forward. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just pulling that leg up whilst I'm also dropping my weight down. Really strong front of thigh stretch. Try not to let your hips go out, keep them nice and centred. Good, so I'm going to still try and keep my shoulders pretty much over my hips. It's just that leg coming up to the back without inducing usually a hamstring cramp by trying to lift it. It's relaxed, so you can just really keep on moving that foot up, or you can pull it on like that there, and you'll really get a strong front of thigh stretch. Lovely, good. I'm going to relax that off. I'm going to take that off one foot, just slowly put it over to the other foot. Just hook it over, the foot there, it's on the ankle. I then take my hurdle stretch, I drop down into it, I relax that leg off, and then I start to pull that in. This gives you any pain around the knee, do not do it. Just stay with your knee at the back and your foot on the floor. But again, that foot's coming up. Lovely, going, just pulling it in the whole time, keeping my weight right in the middle here as well. Really feel that front of thigh stretch. Back of the leg is quite relaxed because my weight of that leg is in the band, in my arms. Lovely, good. Coming back, both knees on the floor, take that band off if you put it under there, and we're coming into the downward dog stretch. So coming up and getting a really nice big upper back stretch on it as well. Back to here, push up, and really push those palms into the floor. You can put those hands and those feet nearer together if you feel you can really get back there. Lovely, feels nice on that lower back, then going down the backs of the legs. Come forward, just onto the toes, bend the knees, walk your hands back, down to here, let your head hang, and then slowly unroll and come up. And we just get that roll around. Lovely, good. Just that open, out. Lovely, go up over to one side, then onto the other, then up to the top, down, big breath in, and then pushing down all the way, then all that air come out, really using those abs. Okay, take a nice deep breath in, just give it a little shake about. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed teaching it to you. And again, just with a set of weights and a band, but really just working all that core work, you can get a very, very good workout. And that Pilates becomes a power Pilates. Okay, if you've got any comments, please do leave them. Please do subscribe, and also you can leave any comments for me, I can just formulate the next lessons for you. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. Okay, bye-bye for now.